I'm a huge fan of our next guest. He's the host of the Emmy Award-winning series, The Amazing Race, which has been on CBS for 13 seasons. Please welcome Phil Keoghan. I am so thrilled to have you here. As you know, I'm a huge fan. Just everything, your philosophy and just the way your work ethic, and then your great show, The Amazing Race.
Well, it's nice that you're a fan of the show, and I have to say that there are a lot of fans of yours, and when the race fans found out that I was coming in today, I got a lot of emails, and they said, can you please get her to say hello to all the Amazing Race fans out there?
Oh.
Donna in particular wanted you to say hello, but seriously, they love you, so...
Yes, I love all the Amazing Race fans. I get on the boards, I do the whole thing. And
really?
Of course, you know, we had Mark and Bill here the other day.
Now, how was that? Was that good?
Oh, I love these guys. Are you kidding?
I know, it's so sad to see them go.
Oh, it killed us here.
Yeah.
We were all rooting for them. And, you know, do you ever get attached to people? I mean, I think I would if I were hosting it.
You can't help it because you spend so much time with them, and you see the changes that they go through, and particularly for Mark right now, he's been training, you know, to try to get himself into shape. He's lost a bunch of weight.
He lost 45 pounds after he saw himself in that superhero costume.
Yeah. And he thought, you know what? I don't look good in the superhero costume. I got to lose some weight, and that was the motivator.
Hey, it's not a bad idea. He could sell
dress
those
up in a superhero costume, and you're going to lose weight, right?
That's right.
You're like, wow, I got to, you know, strip down a wee bit. You know, I want to have a drink because when you see these people on talk shows, they always do this. Oh, yeah.
Yes, I know.
You notice that? They always come in, they come in and they go, thank you, yes, thank you. And then they... I don't know why they always do that.
I don't know.
Is it a nervous tick?
You know what I think
it's like straight in. Thank you.
You're right. And you know what I think it is? I think it's like for really famous people, they're trying to show how natural they are. I drink.
Yeah, oh, I can drink and talk at the same time. Watch this.
Oh, that would have been a perfect time for that Spanish dialogue.
What was that stuff you were drinking? That was horrible.
No, it wasn't really worm juice.
I didn't smell it on your breath or anything.
No, it's
but
apple juice. Well, when we were making out before the show, I hadn't drank any yet.
Oh, you didn't?
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I love your chapstick. No. Anyway. It's cherry chapstick she uses. It's lovely.
But isn't that so
look at me. I'm sipping now. No,
look how natural you are.
Let me put this over here.
Oh, no. Right. It is.
What are you drinking?
It's coffee, honey. It's coffee. Careful.
It's laced, isn't it?
It is laced. Yeah. Yes. Well,
it's that time of the show.
That's from earlier. That's from earlier.
Oh, okay.
Okay, one of my favorite things on The Amazing Race that I didn't see this episode, but your dad was on the show?
Oh, it's so cool. Well, he's going to be on the show this Sunday.
Oh, get out.
It is the coolest thing.
I thought, how could I have missed it?
I'm telling you, he stands there and the teams come in and he goes,
wait a minute.
Hi.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
Wait a minute. No, you're in the middle of your story. I'm like,
no,
wait
it's all right. Go ahead.
No,
I like this improv stuff. Just go for it.
I'm just trying to think, where were you? I'm trying to think.
We were in New Zealand, and we were talking about who was going to be the greeter, and I thought it would be really cool because I was a part of helping to, you know, sort out what we were going to do in New Zealand. I thought it would be really cool if I said teams must now make their way to Phil's parents' place for scones and tea, right? I thought it would be kind of cool because they have the little bed and breakfast down in Christchurch, New Zealand. But with the way that the course went, we couldn't get down there. So somebody said, well, what about your dad for the greeter? And it happened to be his birthday.
Oh, come on.
And I'm telling you, it was like the best day.
Yeah.
And then he got to the mat, and he says to me, he says, this is it? You just stand here and you're going to wait for these people? I said, Dad, it's tough. I haven't slept. I lose 12 pounds every season. He goes, nothing. He's a scientist, you see.
Oh.
So anyway, after about 10 hours of standing out in the paddock, surrounded by a whole bunch of sheep and a lot of sheep dung, it started to get colder and colder. And my dad goes, can I wear, I'm going to go get a jacket. I'm going to put a jacket. No. You can't put on a jacket, Dad. It's continuity. What? I said, continuity.
Don't we have a...
You do have a clue.
Oh, I want to see it.
He's cute. He's a good-looking guy.
Of course he is.
What do you think of this job so far, Dad?
Well, I think that it's time for you to take a rest, Phil.
Really?
And let your dad take over for a few weeks.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Are you trying to put me out of a job?
Yeah, just for 2 weeks.
Do I have to give up my salary?
Yes.
That's a bit of a bugger, isn't it?
It's a bit of a bugger.
Your personality. We're back with Phil Keoghan from The Amazing Race, and I was just saying to Phil that it's so fun to meet him and see what an incredible personality you have and your sense of humor. We had so much fun before the show shooting that little
fun.
cold opening. Yes.
Well, you know what happened in the beginning of the show was I would do that. You know, there's an acting exercise you do where you just like stare people down and it's the first one to break.
Right.
So in order to bring all the tension down at the mat, you know, where they come in and we want that dramatic pause, you know, are they first or last, are they eliminated or whatever, I would stare them down. And as I started to stare them down, in order to keep a straight face, I started with the whole eyebrow thing, right? which the fans now call the browsy, right? So I would do and then as I would start to stare them down like that, the editors, when they cut it all dramatically and everything, they would just show me in that serious mode. I mean, as soon as I told them, I would break, you know, character and I'd have fun with them.
Yeah.
But they started cutting me like serious. People like, do you hate those teams or something?
Boy, editing really can change the storytelling,
Well,
can it?
if you don't show it all.
Yeah, I know. Speaking of storytelling, this is a great book. Oh, I love this book.
Well, it was a tough thing to get done. It took me a long time to get it done, but
No opportunity wasted.
I figured I had to write the book.
Well, so what prompted you to write this? Because it's about facing your fears and, yeah.
Yeah, essentially, I had a near-death experience at 19. I thought, you know, life was precious. When you're 19, you really don't think that you're going to die. And I started writing down everything I wanted to do. And, you know, I was 19 years old. So
the near-death experience, do you want to share it? I mean, in a short and...
it was in a shipwreck. It's a long, involved story. You can tell I can tell long, involved stories. And we might be here all day if I told you the story, but essentially...
That's all right. This is the best date I've ever been on.
Okay. But really, it was just a pivotal moment in my life where I was like, it was a wake-up call. And I couldn't wait to get to a piece of paper and just write down.
Start writing, yeah.
And I just started writing things down. I was 19 years old. I was a guy, so there were things on there with girls, because I mean, I hadn't been out with that many girls. Ticked all those things off, thankfully. Well, almost all of them. And then I started, you know, doing crazy things. I had on my list, I wanted to have a 5-star dinner on top of an erupting volcano with a 5-star chef. I wanted to face my fear, because this fear it's you know, I know I've heard about you and this fire pole over
I'm terrified of the fire pole, yeah.
Well, you've got to do this, you know what I mean? This is something you absolutely have to do.
At some point I will, but there's not only physical fears, right?
It's the mental thing as well.
And what was your biggest fear out of everything you've done where you said, I am so nervous to do this that I can barely breathe?
I'm extremely claustrophobic. So I thought that the most claustrophobic place that I could put myself would be in the world's longest underwater caves under the Yucatan jungle in Mexico. So that was something I had to do, because I had to let fear know that it wasn't in control of me, I was in control of it.
All right, that's wow.
That was the physical one. The mental one was, if I was to write a list of all the things I would not do before I died, it would be to be a contestant on a quiz show. And I was asked to go on Password by Les Moonves, who's the big cheese of CBS.
Right.
So you don't say no. And it was to go against his wife, Julie Chen.
Oh, my
because
God.
They wanted a Big Brother, you know, Amazing Race sort of thing. And so now I'm thinking, well, if I beat her, it's not good.
No.
If I don't go, that's not good. I'm basically screwed. I need to just, you know, I need to go back to New Zealand and hide under a, you know, under a rock.
You were terrified, right?
I was petrified. I was sweating. I was shaking. I mean, you would think with all the things I've done, an unofficial world record bungee jumping thing that I've done, and the world's longest underwater caves. I even hosted a show once for 3 days in the nude at a nudist resort. I mean, of all the things that and I was petrified. At one point, I was on the ground.
Is that on DVD?
At one point, I was on the ground and Regis...
Are you trying to kill me? Oh, okay, you're on the ground.
Have a drink, it's
you're
nice.
on the ground with Regis. Go ahead. You're on the ground with Regis and you're nude. That's where we are in the story.
I was so nervous, because the way Password works is you're playing for somebody else.
Oh, that's right.
And
there would be a lot of pressure.
It's just horrible.
Yeah, because you feel responsible for the other person.
And a lot of celebrities don't want to go on the show because of that fact. And so at one point I was so nervous, and then I managed to get the question right, and I was so relieved. I ended up falling on the ground, and Regis got a bottle of water and poured it on my head.
That's excellent.
It's a fun show. It was fun.